Hello there, and welcome to this episode of the How to Choose Happiness Show, where we teach you how to reclaim your power to manifest money and success and happiness and health and joy, and most of all, my highest value, freedom. Freedom to choose how you spend your days, freedom to make choices about where you're showing up and how you're showing up. Hello, Christine. I learned a new thing today. I can click this little button and add comments to the broadcast. So let's see how I do it multitasking today. So our topic today, first thing, some housekeeping. Be certain to download the journaling worksheet that we are providing for free with this exercise. Now, if you have already done this, look at it again with a different mindset. So I just want to run through real quickly how this will help you in this area of creating money in your life. Oh, you know what? So I have to talk about this. So Christine says, my eyes look beautiful. I have a new thing. I bought my friend, she might not want me to say this. So a friend of mine sent me a text that says, I tried these magnetic lashes and we talked about it and they were awesome. So I ordered some and they're awesome. You just put on a little line of this magic eyeliner and then the lashes just go pop on there like a magnet. And so now I don't have to wear mascara, and when I'm done with this, I can just slide them right off, and I don't have to wear mascara the rest of the day. So the things that we'll do to be beautiful. So Christine, thank you so much for noticing. All right, so in our Empowering Through Journaling worksheet, there are 5 steps. So the first one is the Magic Orchid, and the whole story of the Magic Orchid, which is beautiful and fun, is also in this worksheet, so you can download it and read all about the story of the Magic Orchid. But your Magic Orchid is a thought, an idea, a memory, anything at all that makes you smile and makes you happy. And just the activity of looking for something to be your Magic Orchid for the day is teaching your brain to look for positive things, is teaching you to be aware of things that please you instead of always looking for things to complain about. So it's a very, very powerful exercise that only takes just a few seconds. And then the next thing is to write some affirmations, and this helps you to focus on what it is that you want, to get you clear about how you want to show up in the day. I am fit. I'm beautiful. I'm powerful. I'm an amazing teacher might be my affirmations for the day. So this is getting your subconscious trained to pay attention to the things that you want to pay attention to. And then your to-be list, your I am creating list that you do each day, instead of the to-do list that feels like it's enslaving you. I like to-do lists too, don't get me wrong. But this is highlighting your top 2 or 3 things that you really want to give your attention to, the things that you are creating. Maybe you are creating an amazing relationship. Maybe you're creating a lucrative business. Maybe you're creating a ministry. Maybe you're creating a garden. Whatever it is that is on your heart and on your mind that you want to be creating, just journal about it for just a second each morning. And then the 4th step is getting into your vision. Remember, we attract what we are. We don't attract what we want. We attract what we are, and having a vision for the rich, full, free, abundant life that you are dreaming up for yourself and being that person each day is, again, our most incredible life skills tool that we can offer you. And then finally, at the end of the day, claiming your wins, giving yourself pats on the back and acknowledging all the things that you accomplished in that day. That helps to keep you on track. All of these activities will help to keep you focused and clear about what it is that you really want. Because friends, I promise you, if you aren't paying attention to your dreams are just going to fade back away into the background. So download this worksheet, work on it. Let us know if we can help you. Give us your feedback and your questions and anything at all about what comes up for you. So, our topic for today is the laws of gender and gestation. Doesn't that sound just scientific and boring? I like to call them the laws of opposites. And the laws of gestation, I really haven't come up with a better word for that. And we're also talking about courage and patience. And so how do all of these things tie together? So, oh, you know what? I want some feedback from you. That, again, we're talking about money. Sometimes it seems like we veered off the topic, but we're not. All of this comes back to the way that you're creating, the way that you're owning your resources and your time and your ability to make choices and make decisions about how you're going to move around in the world. So if you would love to have more money in your life, give me a 1 in the comments. So that it's easy as pie. If you'd like more money, say 1. If you have all the money that you could ever want and have some to give away, put 2 in there. So I might be reaching out to you. So most of us are in a place where we are aspiring to more money, and we are working on our mindset, and we're working on becoming a vessel that can accept and manage and be aligned with more money. And it's daily work. And that's why we come back here twice a week, every single week, to help you stay on track in doing this work for yourself, doing this work for molding yourself into a millionaire, molding yourself into a billionaire, whatever it is that you're aspiring to. It is your financial freedom. This is who we're helping you to become. All right, so courage and patience. Why do we need courage? The law of gender states that everything has an opposite. So for light, there's dark. For life, there's death. For wanted, there's unwanted. For happy, there's sad. For hope, there's fear. And then, of course, we know that while we do have these opposite things, we also have a whole spectrum in between. And that the moments that we are absolutely perfectly deliriously happy are not going to be all the moments. And the moments that we're going to be in complete despair are certainly not going to be all the moments. We're usually going to be on that spectrum somewhere, but we get to choose in which direction we're going, in which direction we're putting our attention. So understanding this law of opposites is a great tool in helping us to get clear about what it is that we want. So a great many of us are sitting in the spot where we are either not knowing what it is that we really want because we haven't dared to try and dream up a different situation, a different place for ourselves in our lives, or we have some dreams, but we really don't believe that they're possible, or maybe we think that they might be possible, but we don't have the courage to take the steps that would get us in the direction of accomplishing that dream. So I have, as always, my life always brings me examples of what it is that I want to teach about. And in my long-term vision, there's the Be Happy First retreat. And the name changes around a little bit and the concept changes around a little bit. But basically, it's a community where I have a big lodge that is my home, but it is also the retreat center where we have meetings and we have yoga classes and we have meals and cooking classes, and there's nooks and crannies with meditation rooms and guest suites with luxurious baths and saunas. And so I have this beautiful vision of this retreat in my mind. And then there are also other buildings like cabins and what do you call them, bunkhouses where overflow lodging can be. So people will come and stay at this retreat and they'll come to the big house for meetings and things like that. So that is a continuing part of my long-term vision. Well, I got a call this week from my nephew, who is an incredible businessman and my business advisor and just, a go-to person for me in all things business. And he said, there's a property for sale that checks all of your boxes for your retreat. I think you should get some investors together and buy it and make it happen. And so I have done enough of this work that a big part of my brain went to, oh, yeah, that sounds awesome. Oh, I could do this, I could do this, I could do this. And the ideas start to flow. But there's another big part of my brain and everybody's brain that said, you can't do that. You don't have the first clue as to how to go about finding investors. You don't. That's a hotel. You don't know anything about running a hotel. You don't know anything about this. And so all of those doubts and fears, if I allowed them to, would caused me to just say, nope, that idea is not for me. That idea is too big for me. Universe, bring me an idea that will fit in my little frying pan of life. I'll tell you the frying pan story here in just a minute. So, I don't. All of those things are true. I don't know how to get investors. I don't know how to go about getting financing. I don't really know the majority of what I would need to know in order to pursue that particular part of my business. But I know that I have the capacity to learn. I know that the universe has all of the resources that I need to go and figure this out. One of the books that is in my list right now to listen to on my trip is called Everything is Figureoutable by Marie Forleo. And I've read excerpts from it and heard Amy Porterfield talking about it, and I'm going to go ahead and totally recommend that book because it just from the title, everything is figureoutable. And it's so natural not to have confidence when you don't know what you're doing, but if you have the courage to do it anyway, then as you learn, the confidence comes. And as you embrace the true belief in yourself that you can do anything you set your mind to, that you can take as long as it takes to get something done, then you're able to move forward into this beautiful place and enjoy the journey and develop the confidence along the way as you get better and better and better at your chosen path. So now that brings us to the law of gestation. And things take a certain amount of time to grow. Different things take different amounts of time. And Warren Buffett stated it perfectly in that, and I'm paraphrasing here, but he said, you can't make a baby in 1 month by impregnating 9 women. So if you're going to give birth to a human child, different species take different times. A human child takes 9 or 10 months to gestate, to grow in your belly before it becomes, a human being. And the same thing with everything. If you're building a business, if you have any kind of project, it takes time for that to grow. And that's where the patience comes in. If you think of your business or your project or your idea or your dream as like you're planting a carrot. So if you planted a carrot in the ground, you would plant the seed, you would give it water, you would give it sunshine, you would give it attention, and you would have faith that underneath the earth that carrot is growing just exactly as it's supposed to, and that it's taking exactly the amount of time that it's supposed to take to grow. You wouldn't go every other day and yank it out of the ground and check on its progress and be mad at it because it's not growing faster. No, you let it grow. And you let it you take the time that it needs to become a full-grown adult carrot. And so this is where the patience comes in. So using the law of gender to figure out what it is you want by seeing what it is that you don't want, then having the courage to believe in yourself and say, you know what, I really believe that I could have this dream, and take steps in that direction. And then have the patience for the seeds that you've planted to grow and to build into the vision that you have for your life, for your business, for your health, for your career, for whatever goal it is that you have that you're building on in your life. Be patient. Let it grow. So I want to tell you the story of the fisherman. I didn't actually intend to tell you this, but it popped up in the middle of this what do you call this show? And so Mary Morrissey tells the story, and it's just so much fun. So there was a young man who wanted to go out fishing one day to this famous fishing hole that he'd heard so much about in his area and had never gotten a chance to go. So he packs up his cooler and his bait and his fishing poles, and he heads out and he sets up and he's fishing in this great fishing hole. Well, he's not really catching anything. He's casting and casting and casting and not catching anything. And he notices upstream from him, this old guy is catching fish after fish after fish, and he's holding the fish up to something near the ground and tossing the big fish back. And finally, the young guy's curiosity, he just couldn't take it. So he went up to the old guy and he says, hey, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I'm just wondering what's going on here. It seems like you're throwing back the big fish and keeping the little fish. And that's the opposite of what I thought was supposed to happen. I thought you were supposed to keep the big fish and throw the little ones back. And the old guy says, you see this broken off ruler right here? And he looks down, and there on the ground, there's a ruler that's broken off about, I don't know, 8 inches. And he says, I measure every fish against this ruler because that's the exact same size as the frying pan I have. And if it's too big for my frying pan, I toss it back. So this is what life does for us. This is what the universe does for us. It brings us ideas and resources and opportunities that are just as big as our ability to embrace them, our ability to line up with them. So instead of saying to the universe, no, that idea doesn't fit in my frying pan, go get yourself a bigger frying pan by doing this work and expanding who you are and your capacity to accept, to receive, to create in ways that bring you joy. All right, so that's going to wrap us up for today. I'm going to look over at our notes. I don't think I can see all of the notes, so if I miss anybody, forgive me. And I think Tammy has a watch party going on over here, and Allison, my darling niece, she might have a watch party over on the other page. So we are just so thrilled that you're here. We want to hear from you. We want to know what content speaks to you and what questions you have and how we can really best be of service to you in building a life of freedom and joy and abundance. So I'm going to be back here on Thursday at 11:30 Eastern Time. In the meantime, remember that happiness is a choice, and you can always choose to be happy first. I'll see you Thursday.